The Book of Niad Zin by Łukasz Grochocki is an interesting book that was published a couple of years ago, 2020, and Łukasz was very kind to send me a copy of this hand-numbered limited edition with this kind of faux leather cover and these little corners, right? These little chrome corners, which is kind of a nice little touch. However, there are hardcovers, just standard hardcovers, available, which I'll leave links to down in the description. And well, what is this? Well, Łukasz Grochocki is a Polish national, and he lives in the United States, and well, he has followed in the footsteps of people like Adam Czarnocki and Sasubrzycki, who are people who are basically ethnographers from the early 19th to the early 20th centuries, who attempted, and some might say successfully attempted, to resurrect traditional Slavic and most specifically Polish paganism. There was very little information remaining from the origins of of whatever faith was before Christianity in Poland, and many of the books that you can read nowadays are centered around mostly Russian and Ukrainian traditional cultures and belief systems, there's actually very little available from actual Poland. And those ethnographers that I mentioned earlier on, Adam Czarnocki, whose pseudonym was Zorian Dołęga-Chodakowski, their work wasn't particularly well received by scholars who were saying, well, it's not the way you do research. So their work was more or less rejected. However, what they did was that they took whatever was left and they filled in the gaps with their own inventions. And this is kind of what Łukasz is doing here, which is quite a nice how to say, tradition to follow, right? It seems to be becoming a tradition in itself, which is really nice. And this whole first part of the book here, my goodness, how enjoyable was that to read, about Łukasz's own process of creating his own magical system. So going from creating his own magical alphabet so a full description on how you can do the same thing, which is really nice, right? He's not saying use mine, he's saying this is how you create a magical alphabet, and this is how you create a magical language, how you work out what kind of words, what kind of sounds mean what words, and so on and so forth, and how you can check that it all makes sense. And then he creates this complete fire fountain tradition, which is really nice. Just the whole process is really nice. And then he's got these various entities which he describes, and he describes how he actually added some of the spirits from the Ars Goetia to his roster of demons, and then, well, yeah, he's plundered the PGM a little bit, the Greek magical papyri, for various workings, and it's all very approachable, all very comfortable to read and enjoyable. It may seem a little disjointed, right? It does feel like it was written as many individual pieces of work that were then gathered well, between two covers, right, in a single volume. And yeah, it's a nice attempt to modernize the Polish approach to rediscovering their original paganism. So that's quite nice, using obviously quite a lot of good information, quite a lot of good knowledge as a basis on which to create all of this. So yeah, it's clear from what Łukasz is writing here that he's well versed in, you know, everything from alchemy to Kabbalah to, you know, anything else that might be considered as part of a post-19th century magical system, right? So here's a table of contents. You can see the various headers there, some very interesting ones there, and this third part over here is fascinating. The second part is very interesting too, actually, comparative mythology, where he compares the mythologies of various origins to the mythology that he has dug up and added his own elements to, right? And so yeah, the whole process might also be likened to a work of art as well, right? A couple of nice color plates here. There's the year round, which is very lovely. Portal Square, the old one. Yeah, he proposes various technologies also, which is nice. He starts off over here, if I can find it here, with this fire fountain conjuration device, where he's got this whole magical technology going on, which is really interesting. There we go. Well, there's not very much more that I can really talk about. You know, I would talk about the quality of the book itself, except that this special edition is no longer available. It seems, well, let's say it seems homemade, although it's quite nice. Certainly the pages are very thick, but you know, they undulate, right? They don't sit flat. It seems like someone's good attempt at making a book by following instructions. So it's certainly a lot nicer than a paperback. There's no question about that. But it does feel like a homemade project. I think that the hardcover editions that I'm going to point you to are simply print on demand. I'm not 100% sure on that, however, so you can just check up on that if you wish. Anyway, a very handsome book, and a very interesting one. And yeah, if you're interested in creating your own system, this is a really nice model. It's a really nice model that actually talks about the process of creating your own system, which I think may appeal to many people. There we are. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.